like December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to these guppies and rebel now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to these guppies and rebel now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to these guppies and rebel now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash while I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel good when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash while I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel good when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash while I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel good when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. I don't know if I can remember. I don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We are back with another Music Monday on this Monday, man. Y'all smash the like button, sub up to the channel if you haven't done so already. Of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and I make content about sneakers, occasional trial hauls, and y'all know this is Music Monday. Man, y'all see the topics. I'm gonna let my homie go ahead and properly introduce himself.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, man? You guys know me. It's Dunks, man. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Monday, man. Mine's pretty cool. Can't complain. Hope everybody else is doing all right.
Most definitely, man. So smash the like button, sub up. Today we are talking Tupac's murder, Keefe D, and we're definitely talking we're gonna switch things over to Kanye West and kind of his rant that he took on today, man. If I kind of freeze in about it live, man, I don't know what's kind of going on with the kid's setup, but if I catch it, I'm gonna try to get right back in motion. So we really shouldn't miss a beat. But we got the Slayer in the building, says salute sneaker familiar 100 fire. Appreciate that for coming through.
Show.
Um he got the fam in there, most definitely. So let's just dive right in, man, because this one has been kind of like a one I've kind of wanted to touch on for quite some time. Tupac's murder. Now, to the best of my knowledge, that shooting happened obviously in the area that you live in, Dunks, back in 1996, and
Mm-hmm.
just recently they arrested Keefe D for his murder. But at the same time, can you really say you feel sorry for somebody like that, considering how he got up there and kind of told on himself? But I did a lot of I ain't gonna say a lot of research. I say I did enough just to be dangerous. He had been put this information out there of what happened whenever he got picked up the first time and they interrogated him. And my question is, and I even seen this as well. I seen Ice T actually post something where he says, "Why now?" Since it's been so long, and they it ain't like this isn't kind of like new information. He hasn't been like ashamed of it per se
I
or trying to
mean,
hide
this
it.
this kind of like this, uh, so to say, this cold case got picked back up out of nowhere. It seems,
Yeah.
like
And
this
I
whole
just find it
Tupac thing
weird
got
being
picked up.
picked back up though. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. That's what I'm saying too.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, I feel like honestly, what I'm gonna say is is me going out on a limb. Feel like this is Suge pulling his strings from jail.
What? Oh, come on, bro. I was out of all things, that was the
Hey,
last
why
thing.
not? Why not?
What
He
what
knows what happened,
strings?
huh?
What strings? You
Like,
think he has some people have blamed Suge?
like I'm saying, they probably pick. Like I said, they pick back up on the case. Obviously, the first person they're gonna go see is Suge. You know, because Suge was in the car with him. You know,
Yeah, but I mean he had nothing to do with it. He got grazed by a bullet too.
yeah, but like I say, still the case got picked back up. First person they're gonna go see is the person last seen with Tupac. You
Yeah,
know,
true. I
so you know
think
what I'm saying?
Keefe D is a perfect example of, in my opinion, right? And this whole live is alleged and everything like that. In my opinion, it's the perfect example of talking a little too
Oh yeah,
much.
that's what I'm saying. They say look into that tape. If I say look into that interview, look into what he said on that interview, because obviously that interview was done and his book was written quite some time ago.
Yeah,
Like I say, and for it to now just be investigated and picked up, I say something had to be tipped off.
yeah. So I don't know. A lot of people want to bring Vlad into this because that's the interviews that he did a lot of interviews, not just Vlad's. Let's just put it out there.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm not trying to protect Vlad in this one, but at the same time, the guy don't make you say all that stuff on. He asks questions.
And allegedly Vlad said that Las Vegas Police Department approached him about it, and he said that he didn't want to speak on it. Well, he
Most
had nothing to
definitely,
say on it.
I got an article.
That's allegedly, like I say, what he said. So who really knows?
Right. And I got an article of what him saying that as well. I got several articles, including where people are kind of going at Jada Pickett Smith about the situation. I'm guessing they're expecting her to, she should have been riding harder for Tupac, no pun intended, in the
How would
pause.
she really ride hard for a Tupac? What do you mean by that? Because I mean, for one, she wasn't dating or married to the man.
But people like to get that play on words because they went to school together or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, I get that, but she at that time she was married to Will, which apparently she's still married to Will, and we saw what he did for her on her birthday and what she did on her birthday.
Yeah,
But like I said, but no, that's not what she should be doing. She should have been doing what she was doing at home or making a movie with Will at her side. Because around
this
at
is
that
true.
time, it's probably around the time when she was making Set It Off, maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah, so in that era.
Yeah, because Tupac died, to the best of my knowledge, it was 1996, right? When he
Yeah,
got
and I would
shot up.
assume Set It Off was somewhere in that era.
Yeah, most definitely. So, very interesting how people kind of give her a hard time, I think. And I don't
I
think
mean,
that's fair.
yeah, don't give her a hard time about it because she was doing what she was supposed to be doing, like at home with her husband.
Exactly. She's working, you know what I mean? Like what do you want her to do? You know what I mean?
Her
And
and Tupac were only, like we all know how she felt about Tupac is been said many times. But like I say, that was only what she wanted and what she wished would have happened. It wasn't something that happened. So her,
yeah,
her reality was that she was with Will. So stop putting her and Tupac together like that.
I guess you could see some of the friend pictures they looked extra friendly
Oh yeah,
per
and I
se.
get that. I get that, of course. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm not gonna say that they probably weren't fooling around. You know, but like I said,
allegedly.
yeah, I'm not, yeah, exactly. So I'm just saying, like for how she's going about it, and then how people are like pretty much like keeping it going.
Hmm.
It's kind of sad on both ends. Like
Yeah, it's
honestly, I mean, what about Will in this whole situation? This dude is he literally is most of our if not all of our childhood.
most definitely, man. He
So
goes
this
you
dude
gotta
really he needs his credit for for not just the outstanding job that he did on and with that TV show, uh, in the movies he's done.
he's an
And
incredible actor in general,
exactly,
man.
exactly. I'm saying
We're gonna keep it 100.
he's got a few duds, but what actor doesn't?
Yeah, even
But
Tupac got a
yeah,
dud, you know.
exactly. But I mean, Will, he hasn't even really been in trouble up until recently.
Yeah, and I feel like
And I feel like
not
that's just a man at his breaking point after what he's been through.
yeah, I'm about to say that was borderline justifiable. I feel
Yeah,
like
just a man at his breaking point. He's already been humiliated by a kid 20 years younger than him. You know,
exactly. And I'm
and
about to
then
share my screen on the top. But can you go ahead? I'm about to just share the screen in a second.
okay,
But go
and then
ahead.
like I say, and then then he has to. He not only does he have to deal with that, then he has to deal with the fact that which is a long-standing thing beyond August, um, the long-running thing with Tupac and Jada.
Yeah, most definitely.
He's been dealing with a lot over the past 20, 30 years.
Exactly. There's
So
been a lot going on, and that's a tough situation, man. And
and it doesn't help add to the fact that I don't know if you remember, and I don't know if a lot of the people maybe in the chat don't remember, but if you remember, on a different world, they had Tupac and Jada together in the show, where
yeah,
where Tupac pretty much played out their life, how he was pretty much saying that how she was always supposed to be his girl. This
yeah,
is what he was saying on the show, but you can tell part of that was like true life, and that's why I feel like they paired them together.
yeah. They did a lot of the time. They do that stuff on purpose, man.
Mm-hmm. And
Um,
wasn't Tupac supposed to be in Menace to Society, right?
yes, and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
yeah, he was supposed to be in Menace to
He was
Society.
supposed to play O Dog. So
No, I thought he was supposed to play Sharif.
no, I think he was supposed to play O Dog.
Oh, I thought he was supposed to play Sharif. And what other character he was supposed to play? Like he upset at the directors and everybody up on there or something like that. And yeah, I believe it kind of, I guess it just rubbed him the wrong way. But they said he came in with a little bit of attitude, but he did apologize to everybody. So I don't know. But yeah, he was supposed to be in Menace Society because remember he actually did because it was what the Hughes brothers who directed that.
I think they had actually even shot his whole part and everything.
Oh wow, I didn't know they went that far. I didn't know they went
I'm
that
saying
far.
I'm just guessing. I don't know, but I do know for a fact we all know that he was supposed to be in that movie.
Yeah, true. We can all agree to that. Let's see. We got the Slayer says, uh, it took this long though. I'm not buying it. It's all media propaganda. I agree, man. It's been a long time to crack this case, and I've heard a little bit of everything.
Especially with as big as Tupac was, and the
Exactly.
sources that they could reach out to get what they need. You know, 30
Exactly.
years later, almost. You know, like you guys just let this man's murder just go cold like that, especially with the status he was. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I keep hearing little rumors about Puffy name has been trending as
I saw
well.
that too. I saw that too, actually. Like, but
Yeah.
I was like, what? I am wondering what does Puffy got to do with all this? I mean, obviously
Well,
we know he has something to do with it, but I wonder what him and Keefe and all what they have to tie into this. You know?
allegedly, from what I got from watching, I went down the rabbit hole and watched majority of the Vlad interviews, right?
Okay.
And allegedly, according to Keefe D, allegedly, from
You
what
watch
I
those
got,
hour-long videos?
they wasn't. I
Jeez,
broke
bro,
them
I'm
down. I
serious.
watched them down in sections. I didn't
Some of
watch
them
them
shit,
all.
some of them should be an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours.
That's the whole thing. But you know, he
Hmm.
chops them up. So I but
Yeah,
I just kind of hit the highlights, so to speak, right?
yeah.
Um, but I say all that to say, apparently there was supposed to be it was a bounty on Tupac's head, and apparently, allegedly, according to Keefe D, um,
Just say
apparently,
sources.
yeah, according to him, that Diddy was supposed to pay them X amount of dollars, and I want to say it was like 100,000 or I think either 100,000 or a million. I can't remember which one they said, but
I say more like a million. Well, I don't know because the situation those guys could have been in at that time at 100,000 would sounded good, you know.
yeah. So
So
apparently that was supposed to be the price on the dude's head, pause. And then but according to Keefe D, he never got it from Diddy. But he did call him right after and ask him if he did that. You know what I mean? Kind of similar, make you think about YNW Melly, how I did that ish, same scenario type of thing. I don't know if it's true, but that's just kind of the wording out there for it. And now I've seen some new information flown out there. It says Tupac's murder witness IDS shooter claims it wasn't Keefe D's nephew Orlando Anderson. So apparently that's been the floating rumor for years that Orlando Anderson is the shooter. He did it from the back seat. Pause. This is not sounding right, but you know what I mean. Apparently when they pulled up, apparently Keefe D was driving allegedly, and
okay,
apparently Orlando Anderson shot him from the back seat. He pulled when they pulled up and rolled down the road. He reached over his homie and he apparently pulled a trigger on him. You know what I mean? So I'm like, why would you get on the interview and admit all that? But at the same time, I also seen him do the interrogation videos been floating around there recently as well. Apparently, he even said all this, and he said all this in the interrogation, but he had a type of deal on the table where I guess they couldn't exonerate him, but I'm guessing it was just for that day or something. Like I don't know what he thought where it's okay to make him just come out and speak it again up in these interviews and just claim it and be so comfortable with it. Keep in mind, this man is also 59 years old. I don't think he's fully 60 yet. I think he's 59 years old. So,
but still, that's kind of a it's kind of a wild age to kind of be facing life in prison at, you know.
yeah, I mean, you don't want to do life in
You mean,
prison
but you still
in
you see it
any
every
age.
day. You see it every day, but
Yeah, you don't
you
want to
know,
be facing it at any age, I'm sure.
yeah, no, at any age, well, especially in the later years of your life,
Yeah,
because like I say, at this point in his life, well, honestly, every day of life, but in this point in his life, you really don't know, what health problems could kick up, when his, last day could be,
yeah, true. So he said already, like, and I remember Vlad asked him in an interview, was like, "Yo, if you they pull this back up again, you ever worry?" He said, "Yo, it's gonna be what it's gonna be." Like he just apparently that big of
that
an
honestly, that
OG.
kind of sounds like a guilty man talking there, though.
Yeah, it just sounds like what it is. So I
Yeah, it sounds
mean,
like a guilty man talking. Because
exactly. So I guess
honestly,
he just
if you didn't do it, then you'd have been like, well, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see, or you'd have gave some other answer than it is what it is, saying like you ready to face the consequences of what happened, pretty
yeah.
much.
And then the thing is, not only did this homie have it in said all that in the interviews, not only with Vlad but other people, he written a book, and it's all in the book. In fact, Vlad was quoting the book. You know what I mean? He was quoting what he said in the book whenever he was trying to not say it on camera, and Vlad was just quoting him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously he did not care at that point. And if you're gonna put it in black and white, you're asking for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm with Ice T on this one still though. Like, why now? Like I feel like they've been known this. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah.
he hasn't really been hiding the information. And then my thing is, if it's so many people already knew, how come nobody really, went and retaliated and took him out? So to speak.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
it's a blood and Crip type of thing, apparently Keefe D is a blood. I mean, no, he's a Crip. He's a Crip to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah.
So let me read through this article real quick. Says Tupac murder witness IDS shooter claims it wasn't Keefe D's nephew Orlando Anderson. Now this just dropped today, that information, which is kind of weird because we've always knew it was Orlando Anderson to begin with, or at least that's always been like the floating rumor for like years. Um, so let me touch this article real quick. It says Las Vegas, Nevada, Tupac's murder case continues to take more twists and turns as a witness has claimed that Orlando Anderson wasn't the trigger man, contrary to popular opinion. Anderson's uncle, Keefe D, was arrested last week in connection with the late rapper's death, marking the first time charges have been made in a long unsolved case. Davis, a former Southside Compton Crip, has been charged with murder with the use of a deadly weapon with the intent to promote, further, or assist criminal gang, according to the court documents obtained by Hip Hop DX. So apparently, because I think his real name is Dwayne Davis. So yeah, so he got charged with that murder with the use of a deadly weapon. So apparently, he's the trigger man now. We keep saying it's been Orlando, but could you think possibly he could have been the actual trigger man?
I mean, like I say, who's to say at this point? Because honestly, there's nobody really here anymore to say otherwise. You know.
And to the best of my knowledge, Orlando Anderson has been taken out as well permanently. If you catch my
Yeah.
drift,
Yeah.
um,
He died back in the '90s, right?
they went on and took him out. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he's been gone. So,
I
like I said,
guess in
that was probably
theory,
all a part of the thing too, you know. And who's to say that they won't try to charge him for Orlando? No, I don't know how Orlando died, honestly. So I'm not gonna say that.
I
But
think he got taken out in another like
like some
gang.
gang
Yeah,
stuff, yeah. But like I say, dead man can't talk. Um, and like I say, it's probably not even worth it to try to talk to Suge, you know.
oh no, he said even if remember they did an interview with Suge and they said like if you knew or if you could like help the police with any like form of information, he said absolutely not, and
Mhm.
because that's not his job. He's not a policeman.
Yeah, and I
You
mean
know
that's
that.
true. And I mean, and that's kind of true.
Yeah, he
But
said it's not my.
still,
I don't get
yeah.
paid. He said I don't get paid to do that.
So yeah, I mean, it's kind of probably not even worth it to even go bother him about it. So all I can go off is I guess the evidence and stuff that they've already had and the things that they picked up from his house.
Yeah. So I guess that's what it is with this one. But I feel like homie, if it didn't, maybe he did do it. I don't know. But for the people who don't know the story of basically Tupac, what led up to Tupac's death, apparently, allegedly, was apparently they had the death row chains, right? And apparently one of the homies, not Tupac's, but somebody's death row chain got took. And apparently it was Orlando Anderson and the homie pointed him out and they saw him. And that's when you saw that famous scene where Tupac comes down there and just literally knocks Anderson out and they start stumping him out. I mean, like Suge is like jumping on the dude, literally, you know what I mean? Like the way they were stumping him out. So that's where it all stemmed from. And
I got
apparently
them hard bottoms on, stomping out.
yeah, exactly. And I think that at that point when Orlando got up, he's a Crip and he's been known to be the shooter man. He's been known to be a trigger man. So yeah, he went back, grabbed his Philly, got his game up and got his gang up, and they went on and retaliated that night. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I think that's what it all stemmed from. From what at least that's how the story goes anyway.
Hmm.
It says prosecutors say the motive for killing was retribution or a retaliation against Tupac, who, along with his entourage, had attacked Anderson. Wow, just literally spit this back to y'all. But Anderson in the lobby of the MGM Grand in Las Vegas hours before he was shot on September 7th, 1996. So that's when Tupac was shot, and clearly he didn't make it. RP to Tupac first off, too, man.
Hmm.
Um, Gone too soon. Great actor,
He's only
great
25.
yeah, great actor, great rapper. lyrically, so many I've seen so many people come out and say like, yo, if Tupac was still alive, XYZ wouldn't exist. You know, a lot of the way
I
music.
mean, but at this point, do you think that Tupac would have been really like relevant? Do you think he would have been able to sustain like the times?
You think could have did like a Drake move? I don't think so.
No,
They would have
because
had to
honestly,
turn
music between then, but I
to
mean not then,
now.
but between when Drake came out, the music between when Drake came out and up to now hasn't really changed, you know.
Yeah,
But the
I mean,
music
if
from
anything,
'96 to now definitely has changed.
yes, big difference. And I think that like low key, I think he would have did more like a Queen Latifah move and just start focus on acting only. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if he just did acting only. You know,
I
his
mean,
albums, like kind of
yeah,
like
I mean,
Drake. You know,
eventually he probably would have. You know, he was probably honestly probably at one point wanted to get out of rapping. You know, and
yeah,
just focus strictly on acting. I would assume, or
yeah.
start his own thing. Like because he did have like the Outlaws. You know.
Yeah, I would have saw. Yeah, he had his groups and everything like that too. So that would have been very interesting. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I think he would have definitely probably more so just started focus on acting more, which is, I mean, Tupac was a great actor, man. And also, I guess low key, I didn't know this, but I kind of found this out. I always used to wonder why his real name is obviously like spelled like Tupac, like TUPAC, and then there's like Tupac with the number, like the number two, and then Pac, right? So I always wonder, but apparently the one with the two, and this is just after doing just a little bit of research today, but apparently Tupac, you know, with TU, that's his real name, but the Tupac was like his alter ego, like thug version, right? Like his alter ego, like his character or whatever. So I don't know, because I always wonder, like, because you can search either way and it'll pull up both ways, you know, Tupac or Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Looks like
Yeah.
we just got a new subscriber in the building.
Yo.
Rodney Price just subscribed.
Hey,
Appreciate
what's
that.
up?
Appreciate that. As the screen be freezing, y'all, I don't know what the heck is going on with my setup tonight, but I'm gonna try to catch it every time I see that it freeze. Like Dunks, we tried to fix it before the live, but for whatever reason, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's just the system we're using right now. But if I catch it, I'm gonna definitely refresh it in time. Let me see who all got coming in the building. Says Manny on the Kick says, "You're what up, Manny?"
Yo.
The Slayer says, I feel like the ones who knew about Tupac's killer are all the top 90s West Coast rappers, but as the saying goes, snitches get stitches. True. This is true.
I mean, you gotta think at that time back in '96. You had what like Death Row, pretty much like that was almost
I
like
mean,
running
it's in the
running. It
name.
was pretty much running LA. You know, almost every artist that was like in Southern California, uh, if they weren't directly signed to Death Row, they had some affiliation with Death Row.
Yeah.
So Death Row was not only a gang allegedly that was feared in the streets. You know, they
Yeah.
were. You know, well, I mean, not only were they a record label, they were allegedly a gang that was feared in the streets. You know, of
Yeah.
Los Angeles. So
We
go
reportedly.
From Snoop to Warren G to to all those guys were affiliated with Death Row. So they can't speak on it. They know what happened. They can't say anything.
Yeah, yeah, they're not supposed to.
Like
But
if you had any type of affiliation with Death Row, then you've dealt with Suge and you know
it
how he'll get down.
yeah, yeah, we've seen, yeah, literally. I mean, he's locked up right now. And
Don't
we'll
mean he
just
don't
and
got
we know
people.
why.
Don't mean he don't got people outside. You know.
Yeah. But he's locked up right now. So we know like literally how that is. You know what I mean? Like he's literally I'll say he's backed up his words, you know. We'll say that. Um but it's kind of like it is was a label seems like full of like gang members, and I feel like Pac had no choice but to really adapt, you know. But if the snitches get stitches and you're not supposed to say anything, why is Keefe D coming out speaking on it so much now and so comfortably? Like he just not give a fuck anymore? Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, it was either one or two things. Either death was coming or Joe was coming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he probably figured hell he gonna get caught up on it anyway, so fuck it, might as
Yeah.
well.
Either way, they was gonna take him out the game.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
guess he like yeah, I
so
guess he
he just
said
went
fuck
ahead
it.
and just told on
Yeah.
himself to get, to escape whatever his next fate was.
Exactly. Let me hit the chat again. Manny says, "What a bird what a bird chasing clout at 60." The Manny with the kick says, "Slayer 100 salute." Slayer says, "Salute G." Manny with the kick says, "Welcome to Sold Out Fam Bing Bong," or "Welcome to Sold Out Family Bing Bong." It says, "Suge Knight ain't test either." Yeah, I mean. Suge Knight has backed up all his stuff, though. You know what I mean? And I'll never forget that famous like Source Awards whenever they was at the Source Awards when that whole situation went down too. And they wasn't that in New York. You know
That
what I
was in
mean?
New York. They got booed the whole time.
Yeah, they got booed, but they went untouched though.
Yeah, exactly.
They went
They
untouched.
Dre and Snoop got booed when they won. What was it? Video or was it video of the year?
I
Something
believe
like that.
so. I believe
Yeah,
so.
they won like video of the year, song of the year, something like that. Yeah, and they got booed the whole time.
Yeah. So
Source Awards, man. That
yeah.
was probably what the was that the last one they ever aired, or they probably showed more after that.
They probably show some more after that, but that's one of those like it's a timeless
Oh yeah,
classic. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's one of the best ones. You know what I mean? Especially when Snoop
I
got
will
up
compare
there.
that. I will compare that to the Dipset versus Locks uh, cipher thing.
Nah, I think this on another level,
Well,
home.
yeah, but I'm saying just comparing like the areas because this is Harlem
Given
versus
the
Yonkers.
times,
It's
yeah,
Harlem versus Yonkers, which I don't know, but apparently we clearly see that they don't get along.
exactly,
And then like I say, just the West Coast versus East Coast thing, and on a bigger scale, obviously, but just the rivalry was that strong between the two.
true. That was just I don't know. Those were some crazy times back then, man. And
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know,
oh yeah,
like what, like I don't know. That's when hip hop, like it wasn't. You knew if the person back then, it wasn't no how today they do the sneak dissing and you have to put together on the wordplay of who the hell they talking about.
hmm
Now back then, they said the name, you know.
And back then they didn't have no security already ready, standing in the shadows backstage.
That
you
was
know
the homeboys that couldn't rap, but they needed to be on. They were
exactly,
on
yeah, exactly. You're right, and they was their own type of security. Trust me.
exactly. That's what the homeboys did back then. You know, that was their job. You know,
Exactly. You security. You don't let nobody on this stage.
exactly. And some tells me they was security, but they didn't have it in the title. They was just they worded it differently, but the professional term is security. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Most definitely. Um, Says the claim that Davis was in the car from which the drive-by shooting occurred, along with Orlando Anderson, aka Baby Lane, which I guess is his nickname. Says in two other men, Terrence Bubble Up, which is his, I guess his street name, Bubble Up. Yeah. Brown. So yeah, Terrence Brown, but his nickname is Bubble Up. And DeAndre Big Dre Smith. So Big Dre is his nickname. He allegedly handed the murder weapon to one of Anderson or Smith, who were sat behind him in the back seats. So apparently uh it was either between Big Dre or Baby Lane who did the shooting, apparently. So
So I'm
uh
assuming all of these four guys. I'm saying that's including Orlando. So I'm assuming all four of these guys are now deceased.
I know Orlando is. I don't know about the other two. I would have to look them up, but I wouldn't be surprised, so to
All I'm
speak.
saying is clear that they have nobody else to really pin it on.
Yeah, and Keefe D apparently was a driver. I'm not
He's a
buying
sole
that he was a
survivor. He's
yeah.
a sole survivor, so somebody's got to take the fault for it. We talked about that before, where we say, like he may not get all the time, but you're not just gonna walk away from it.
Maybe he pinned it on Orlando because he had pinned it on Orlando back in the day. Maybe he pinned it on him back in the day because he knew, he wasn't gonna be around much longer.
Yeah,
So
when still, well, now they're saying still, even if Orlando did it, he's not here anymore, and you were there when it happened, so you're gonna take the charge for Orlando,
yeah,
pretty
true.
much.
Yeah, true. Um, let's see. It says that Anderson or Smith sat behind in the back seats. Says while it has a long been believed that Anderson was the one who fired the shot, an affiliate of the Southside Compton Crips testified in the weeks leading up to the indictment that it was Smith, not Anderson, who killed Tupac. So apparently, it was Big Dre who killed Tupac, not Baby Lane,
Well,
aka Orlando.
obviously, the Crips gonna take up for their brother. You know.
Yeah, true. Says when Davis passed the firearm to Orlando, Orlando didn't have a clear shot. The witness told a Las Vegas grand jury per
So were they
eight.
just fumbling around with the gun in the back seat for the whole time? Like, you do it, no, you do it like that, you know?
I think
'Cause
like I think that the plan was Orlando was gonna take him out,
Mhm.
but I guess either he didn't have a clear shot, aka nervous, if you ask me.
How?
Um,
Because I mean, the back if this is the front seat, the driver, passenger,
but
and the
he
back
said,
seat, you
if
can
I'm
shoot.
guessing, because how they
Mhm.
pulled up on him, if I'm guessing, sorry to cut you off,
No, yeah,
Orlando sat on the opposite side of he because he had to reach over Davis to shoot him, so he
mhm.
had to reach over. Davis was clearer and closer at the given the situation. Yeah, so I would assume that I know Smith was closer. Yeah, Smith had to be closer
So
considering
how
how
many people? And they were in a separate car or in the same car.
they were in the same car.
So
Like
there were three guys in the back seat.
no, it's four. It's just no, like so in the backseat, it was only Orlando Brown
Mhm.
and
And
Big
Smith.
Dre Smith. Bubble Up had to be, which is Terrence Brown, had to be in the front with Keefe D. He had to be
Okay.
in the front with Keefe D. I'm assuming because there was only four people in the car. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. And they shot at the Beamer. Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm assuming that's how it just went down. So
Oh, okay, I'll get it. Cause yeah, he would have had to reach over him. Yeah, so he said, "No, I can't do it." So you right here directly at him.
yeah, exactly. It's kind of
Gotcha.
like
Yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
like I can't do it because I got to reach over him. But apparently, so yeah. But they want to plan it on Anderson because I guess maybe Anderson was supposed to be his kill if I had to guess. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to be his kill. And that's what I'm getting from that.
Well, they said I'll do it, but we're gonna place it that you did it because you were supposed to do it. Maybe I don't know. And it
Yeah,
was probably a
probably.
story that they were gonna keep in that car. You know.
Yeah, but apparently, whenever they were supposed to like when they got back to the hotel because that's apparently where they like got back to. Apparently was supposed to pour out a little liquor for the homie Tupac and just keep it moving like it was nothing. I'm like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
why they couldn't just pull up and fight them? But I think they knew this. They were still outnumbered because also apparently with Suge them, their homies was in the car behind them. So you know what I mean? Like it's
And probably in a car in front of them too. You know.
yeah. And then apparently some ladies had chased down the car, but according to Keefe D, they shot out the windshield and that car got lost. Like they pretty much shot at them and hit the windshield, and they don't know what happened after that.
Hmm.
This is all in the interview that I watched through the last stuff. So I told you I watched through the whole joint. So I
And
mean,
was Keefe living in here in Vegas at the time, or did all these guys just travel up from California for the fight?
I think they just happened to travel up to Cali. I don't. He lives in Vegas now.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I don't, at the time I don't think he was living in I think he was living in Cali.
Yeah, so they probably,
You can hear it in his accent when he
oh
talked that
yeah, yeah.
whole
Well, I'm saying they probably all just came up for the fight. Yeah,
yeah. And that was supposed to be the Tyson fight, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So because I know Tyson had personally invited Tupac. He wanted him there, right?
Mhm.
That's what I got from that. Let me read through the rest of this article. It says when Davis passed the firearm to Orlando, Orlando didn't have a clear shot. The witness told Las Vegas Grand. We read that one. Big Dre is 6'6". At the time, he's 370/400 pounds. He's big. Pause. But wow, so this dude is 6 foot, wearing like
Six
300.
six. He's 6'6".
So this guy, damn, shouldn't he be in the NBA?
Nah, depending on
Well,
the shape he was at 400 pounds, you know.
I would say yeah,
I don't
height.
feel. I don't assume. I would just assume that's not healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's 6 foot, 6 foot 6 inches pause, but he's 400 pounds. Yeah, it's not a good combination, man. And I'm not here to judge. I don't know what the dude look like, but yeah, I retract my statement. Probably he shouldn't be,
I mean, no offense to anybody in that situation, or knows anybody in that situation.
yeah, because you never know nobody's situation too.
Exactly. So you know what I'm saying. But yeah. I mean, in that situation, in his situation, well, he was clearly a healthy man that could have gotten in shape rather than he chose to be a fat gangbanger.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Yeah, none
Um,
at all.
it says, um, and you're not going to be able to lean over a big guy like that and get it, or and get. I mean, my
Yeah,
time of
I
knowing
see
things.
that. Yeah, I can see that. I
Yeah,
can
so
see
I
how
get.
that would.
Yeah, yeah, so I get it. It said like you're in no time knowing like a guy like that and get it. I mean, my time of knowing things, doing, you're not going to reach over like that because shells would have been popping all in Big Dre's face and all kind of stuff. He can't bend down or anything. He's too big.
And now you got to think, back then, like in '96, their 7 series was pretty much the size of a 5 series. You
Yeah,
know, that was their
yeah,
biggest car, so it's probably a
yeah,
pretty small car.
yeah. Big for the time back then, but small technically compared to the
Yeah,
cars
yeah,
nowadays. Yeah.
exactly. Oh yeah,
So yeah.
compared to what a 5 series is now.
Exactly. Says when asked if Smith was the shooter, the gang affiliate told the jury he did the shooting. So apparently it wasn't Anderson. The witness also accused Keefe D, the only suspect in the case who was still there's your answer right there, Mr. Dunks. Keefe D is the only suspect in the case that is still alive.
See, so like I say, I've been saying it the whole time. I was like, they gotta find somebody to pin it on.
Yeah. He got I mean, to be honest, it's no different than the guys who took out XX Tentacion RIP. The one guy who he was down to do it, then he switched up at the last second, but he didn't get out the car. But he still had he doing the least amount of time because he cooperated, which
Yeah,
I'm assuming the same with Keefe D. Like whatever time they're about to give him, he shouldn't get the maximum because he's already been cooperated and put out the information
yeah.
out there.
I say 10 years, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a strong maybe. I wouldn't be
Yeah, that's exactly.
10.
That's maybe because he didn't directly pull the trigger, so they can't give him. They can only give him accessory.
Yeah.
They
And
can't give
he
him murder because he didn't pull the trigger.
and he had told them, like, I think he had told them Anderson had did it, but that's because it was supposed to, I could tell that's probably was the original plan. But I
Mm-hmm.
guess they didn't know which side they was gonna pull up on him on. You know what I mean? They didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
They just saw him like, hey, yeah, we gotta, hey, this is our only shot. Let's get it. And also Keefe D claims he saw Tupac reach down up underneath the seat, reaching for a weapon. He said he don't know what he was reaching for, but by the time he was reaching down, they went on and started offing on him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So
So,
they had to. Yeah, they were like literally like next lane over.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they was at a traffic light, so they was
Yep.
stopped. Yeah. So, man, very interesting going down through this case. Says the witness also accused Keefe D, the only suspect in the case who is still alive, of ordering the hit, saying Keefe D is the one who is going to make all the arrangements and all the plans until the gun goes into somebody else's hand. Okay, did not know that. So apparently he is the one who made the call.
Like I
Uh,
say, I mean, what else? What can you really argue? I mean, he's kind of they kind of got him in a pin in a corner.
yeah,
Like, what can you really argue? I mean, honestly, at this point, 30 years later, I mean, he's probably tired of holding it in anyway. So, he's just like, at this point, hey, whatever, like, I did it. Just, whatever charges that come with it, whatever.
exactly. Keefe D, who has openly discussed his role in the Tupac's murder in various interviews and documentaries, as well as his 2019 book Compton Street Legend. So that's the book he wrote. I didn't know what the name of the book was. Denied that DeAndre Smith was the shooter during the interview with the Art of Dialogue in July, but apparently he is the shooter. You know what I mean? Um, and this is a quote right here I'm about to read. It says, "How do you feel about the people that feel like Big Dre he shot Tupac?" The interviewer asked, "Cause you did make a confession some years ago and you said that you gave the gun to Big Dre, but he got cold feet. So Orlando, he ended up snatching the gun and shooting Tupac. So it's between them two, obviously, but I mean, he's putting out a different story. And this is the quote that he said. He says, "Nah, big dog, nah." Keefe D responded with throwing his hands up in frustration. He says the dudes was kids, man. Both of them dudes was kids back then. He added, Dre was all CIF basketball player. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised he played basketball, but I know it wasn't NBA. I don't know what the CIF is. Um, he had a nice shot, dunking, all that ish. Dre was an athlete. He wasn't about that. Okay, so he says, so he didn't pull the trigger. The interview prompt to which an X-rated Keefe D replied, "Man, I already discussed that. What you trying to get me in jail again?" Well, that you got yourself in there anyway, sir.
Mhm.
So I think maybe it is the Dre dude, or what's his nickname?
Big
Uh
Dre.
Big Dre. Yeah, it probably was him, but I think that with Orlando being dead, maybe they went on and pinned it on him anyway. If I had
Mhm.
to guess, this is just my opinion, and this is just alleged, but apparently they just probably pinned it on him anyway, because that way Big Dre can go free. But he's dead now anyway,
Mhm.
right? Because Keefe D's the only one that's still alive.
Mhm.
Says Davis 60 is being held without bond and expected to appear in court on Wednesday, October the 4th, for his arraignment. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Um, almost borderline. I ain't gonna say I feel bad, but at the same time, like, yo, it's about time. I'm just curious what really took so long to get to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I do want to touch on the Jada situation real quick. I know I keep freezing so bad, y'all. Y'all work with the kid. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but I'm trying to catch it as much as possible and just work through it. But Jada Pickett Smith reacts to Tupac's murder arrest. Finally, some answers. It says Jada Pickett Smith is one of many who are happy to. Let me see if I can rephrase myself. Yeah, says are happy to have somebody being held accountable over the murder of Tupac Shakur. And she made it known to her millions of followers. The actress took to Instagram Friday night with a short but concise reaction to Tupac's news, namely the fact that Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was arrested and charged with the murder in connection to the open case out of Las Vegas, which has seemingly gone cold for years. So you were right about that one too, Dunks. It was a cold case for like years. Um, Let's see. Jada Pickett Smith writes, "Now I hope we can get some answers and have some closure. RP Pac." So, I mean, if you look at the photo that I got up on the screen here, I mean, they looked a little bit more than friends, if you ask me. I know they were supposed to be just friends and only, but I mean, it looked like a little bit more than
And
friends.
this is apparently on her birthday. Same day, Will posted pictures of him and her together,
Mm,
and this is what she posted.
wow, I didn't know
Yeah,
she posted that picture.
yeah, this is what she posted. Yes, Will posted
Oh,
pictures of him and her together,
gotcha,
throughout the
gotcha,
years, and this is what she posted, talking
gotcha.
about another man on a picture with another man.
That's a whole nother live, man. I ain't gonna get on the Will. I don't want to talk the Will and Jada thing.
Yeah,
Because
but
we've been hearing for years that they XYZ, their situation is just different. We just gonna put it like that.
yeah,
Yeah, let's see. Man with the Kick says Suge Knight ain't testify either. The Slayer says 90 rap was the best rap. I will agree with that. In my
oh well, yeah,
opinion,
exactly.
I like 90s rap because it was the rap where you had to be unique and you couldn't sound verse. Everybody like 90s rap. If you sounded like somebody else back then, they called it biting, you
Hmm.
know. But then it got to the point where it seemed like the labels got to sound like this guy, but put your own spin on it. But everybody had that same sound, and then
I I feel like it went from being unique isn't just what we need anymore. They say we found a formula that sells, and we're going to stick to this. You know,
yeah,
like I
exactly.
said,
They
like
put in there whatever
honestly,
works.
just being unique ain't gonna get it no more. We don't need just hype man. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
Yeah,
we don't need the Flavor Flaves. We don't need the um whoever else is out there that had the hype mans and stuff. Pretty much the people in the group that couldn't do anything, or just the people who just stood out and were unique. Like you actually need to have some skill too, or like I said, you gotta bring something to the table. And obviously, like I said, with this new wave and stuff that's going on, they found a formula that they liked, and this is what they're sticking to until we see whatever the next wave is gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
true. It reminds me of like also like the hype man, like Flavor Flav, and who else? Slow Down. Nelly them had Slow Down,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. And so it seems like now things are trying to get pushed more to the dark side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely.
Like everything is so dark now, and all the just the ominous, all that shit is just so in the open now. All these young artists who who I know that they know who these rappers are because their parents listen to them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
So and you choose to not to name anyone directly and stuff, but you want to wear, pants that's, meant for your 8-year-old sister, and what I'm saying, and do all this weird stuff, and
He said
have
8-year-old sister.
imagery that, it's just all the weird stuff that's going on in music now, and that's what's selling. That's what's selling, man. Like pretty much worshiping the devil.
In so many words, yeah.
Yeah. Not to talk anything about religion or anything, but I'm just saying that's just how things seem to be going now.
Mm-hmm.
We all see it.
Yeah, it's definitely different now, man. Some of it I like, some of it I'm still kind of getting used to and adjusted to. You know what I mean? Um, says like I said, a fairly simple message on her part, but it's quite meaningful considering how much Tupac meant to Jada and how often she references him even today. So yeah, like I said, everybody's always kind of pinned that point on them because I think they went to school together. It says many are familiar with Jada's history with Pac. They go way back and were very close friends back in the 80s and 90s when they grew up together and mingled into adulthood. Jada has long insisted that they were never romantic, but some speculate that might not be the case. Again, she spoke a length about him and has reminisced about their relationship publicly to the point some have raised an eyebrow in retrospect,
I mean,
especially.
what's wrong with saying that you slow with Tupac?
I think it's probably trying to look out for Will. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
trying to spare Will. Yeah, I get it, because obviously no man is ever gonna be able to compare or add up to Tupac.
Yeah, he's
Comparing what she could have been with, comparing to what she, I guess, settled for.
yeah.
Like no man's gonna chalk it up to Tupac.
I mean, if you look at like Tupac the Will, Tupac's the bad boy image
That's what I'm
versus
saying. Honestly, any man, other other any other man besides maybe like a couple, like maybe like Tretch from Naughty by Nature, DMX, like it would have had to be some guy like that she would have had to be with to kind of say, okay, this is kind of Tupac's match.
yeah,
But just because it was Will, you know, is not good. It doesn't, it doesn't add up. And if she would have came out and said that, obviously that they would have, been intimate or in some sort of relationship, obviously people would have been like, well, why didn't you just end up with Tupac instead of Will? You know what I'm saying? They would have, the people would have been some insensitive, cruel about it.
yeah, makes sense. Um, Let me read through this. It says that's neither here nor there. Point is, Tupac obviously means a lot to Jada, and she seems relieved that this chapter might be coming to a close after years of mystery and intrigue. As we reported, Keefe D was indicted on an open murder charge this week, just a couple months after law enforcement raided his Las Vegas home upon executing a search warrant. So, and that's the infamous Beamer that Pac was in, that 7 Series. That joint, that's a fire car even to this day, man.
Yeah, it is. And it's actually here on display.
Okay, I thought somebody was trying to sell it at one point, but they
Yeah,
got
they did sell it. It did. They actually did. Was it? I wanted, maybe it was Soulsby.
Okay. Wow. But it's there on display. I think it should be because it's a timeless.
I'm saying
That's
it
a.
was. I'm saying they probably sold it now. I know it wasn't an auction.
Oh yeah, I did see they have an auction up on that joint. That's crazy. And then if you look at it, like they shot out the whole joint too. That wasn't just no one shot.
But
Like
see, and the thing is, I think that they repaired it when they sold it. Like, no,
oh
that's taking the history away from it. You know,
yeah, I think it's just got you gotta leave it alone. You know what I mean?
exactly. That's taking the history away from it. Now it's not. Now it's not worth what you want for it. Now it's worth what this car was worth. Brand, not even brand new back in the day. You know, because it's an
Yeah,
old car. Like, no, the price comes in the history. You know,
yeah,
like you take it from being probably worth $200,000 to being worth 20,000, if that, maybe. You know.
exactly. That's crazy. But that's still a that yeah, I'm with you. They should have just left it. Hey man, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's what the people are buying. They aren't buying the car; they're buying the story,
Exactly.
buying the history of that car.
Exactly. Says his involvement in the murder has been out there for years now, based on his own words. Dude's done countless interviews and even published a book, all of which seem to see him detailing the blow by blow of the shooting. Now he has to answer for it in court. Um, I'm with you. I think he got to the point where he didn't care any. He don't fuck it. He's 60. He didn't care anymore. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
If I had to guess, and I'm no genius or anything like that,
He's lived his life at this point. Well, not to say that he was ever really famous. Like, he was just obviously he was just an associate of gang members that turned into a label. So obviously, uh, but like I say, so yeah, he's just this average 60-year-old man now. Like, he's not living no celebrity life. He was living here in Henderson. So
you ever
so
come across them or no?
honestly, I was gonna say that earlier too. When we were talking, I was gonna say, honestly, he looks like the guy that if he was in Walmart, I honestly would have passed him up. He just looks like your average guy. Honestly,
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, you
he
like
looks
fuck
like
it.
he looks your average guy. If I would have seen him in Walmart, unless somebody said, "Hey, that's Keith," hey,
Yeah,
I would have. Right, okay, he's just a guy in the vegetable aisle.
if he didn't start doing those interviews, we probably wouldn't even know what the hell he really remember what he looked like for real.
Yeah. So imagine him in '96.
Yeah,
That would have made him like 32, something like that back then. Yeah.
yeah, in his
If he's
30s.
59 now, so yeah, 27 years back, he would have been what? Yeah, like 32, something like that.
Yeah, give or take. Um, of course, Funk Flex brands Jada Pickett Smith the worst type of woman over Tupac's arrest reaction. Of course, he has something. I
Yeah,
Flex.
exactly. And I was gonna say to you, I'll commend her and I'll give her that credit. She's mourning the death of a longtime friend, and she's been wanting answers for a long time. Which I'll give her that, like, as a natural human. If you have somebody that's close to you and you have an unsolved answer to something that happened to them, you most likely, you'll wait forever until you get that answer. So I'll give her that. She's being a human, compassionate. That's natural human instinct. I'll give her that. So you can't really take that away from her.
Exactly. Funk Flex says Jada Pickett Smith is the worst type of woman. Always focus on an old guy. Stay focused on Will. Um, he honestly sometimes I feel like
This
Flex
dude, is he even married? Is Flex even married?
not anymore. I don't think.
And I see why with those type of comments.
Sometimes, dog, you sometimes what's they say you got to keep your some comments you got to keep to yourself. And that's just what I'm gonna leave with that. What Flex says. Apparently, he thinks it's not okay to be a married woman like Jada Pickett Smith to mourn over old friends like Tupac if that friend happens to be a guy. I mean, but at the same time, she said nothing happened.
Because regardless if something did happen, it's a longtime friend. What do you mean she can't mourn a death? It's still a human being that passed away. What do you
I
mean?
believe Flex be doing stuff for clicks too,
Hey,
man.
none of us know half. Well, we don't know half of these celebrities. We never met them, but a lot of us mourn over this death of a celebrity like we knew them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I mean,
Exactly.
and she actually did know this person, long time, very good friend. How about she can't
Exactly.
mourn the death of a friend? doesn't is be beyond him being what happened with those two. It's just her
Exactly.
friend that she finally got some answers to it. You know?
Exactly, man. Cut her some slack, man. I feel like that was a little bit out of pocket.
Hmm.
A little bit out of pocket. Let me hit the chat real quick. See what we got going on real
But I
quick.
will say that she could have made that post the day after her birthday.
Yeah, she could have waited, but at the same time, she can't help whenever that stuff all came out. You
Yeah,
know,
and
maybe
exactly. Yeah, you can't help that. Of
yeah,
course.
maybe she found out when we found out.
But bottle that shit up for Will. He's trying to show you some love too.
Yeah, true. That's like I said, that's a whole nother lie for sure. Let me hit the chat. Uh, Joe Petsy says Keefe D and Shaylane Turner, both eyewitnesses, told LVMPD that the driver was light skinned, which doesn't match anyone Keefe D said was in the car. He says Low MB confirmed on Art of Dialogue that other week that Keefe D told him at the hospital the shooter was light skinned. LVMPD released Doc's Corkman a couple years later ago that he had known that Baby Lane went to Sunrise Hospital after the MGM incident for a shoulder industry. In industry, like not industry, but injury. Um, Green Banana says, "Yo, what's up? What up, Green Banana? What up, Green Banana?" Um,
Soda industry on maybe from the kickback.
yeah, yeah, possibly,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Especially if he's doing one handed. Pow, pow,
yeah.
that shoulder
Are
kickback.
are they stumped them out
Because
so bad?
like you said, you're that, and like I say, they were kids, they were inexperienced. They don't know the proper way to hold a gun, especially if you're shooting one handed. And especially while in a moving car. Oh no, I'm sorry, they were at standstill. But
Yeah,
still, if they're inexperienced kids, they don't know the proper way to shoot a gun to where it doesn't injure you. Where you don't injure yourself. And I'm sure a lot of us know you know even the smallest handgun has some kickback.
exactly.
So imagine the gun they were using because they're trying to penetrate through a car too, which I don't think was that car bulletproof,
Hey, don't look like it.
but I'm sure they were using a very powerful handgun, and so like I say, the kickback on that, I'm sure
I
probably wasn't
mean, but also
good,
look
but
how close they were too.
yeah, but exactly, but so still,
Yeah,
the kickback on whatever probably gun they had, probably like a 45 or something. Who knows?
yeah. Ain't no telling what the murder weapon actually is. Um, Let me hit the chat some more. Says the Slayer.
I'm sorry. I really didn't really follow the whole story that much. I wasn't that big of a conspiracy theorist to really follow the whole Tupac case like that to get down to what bullets was used and all that stuff. I know
Yeah,
enough. Like, what's your famous line? I know
just
enough to
enough
do
to be
that shit.
dangerous.
Exactly. I know just enough to be dangerous with. I am not gonna be one of those guys who fact check and try to say I know what happened because I don't know what happened. In 90,
Exactly.
I was X years old in '96, so I wouldn't have even remembered that anyway.
Yeah, I remember it, but hell,
Yeah,
we couldn't be out there close to it even if we wanted to.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. The Slayer says the Tupac did come at Will Smith at the Oscars though. Green Banana says the car infamous as fuck. That is true. Joe says people drove that car around Vegas for 10 years before they realized it was the car Pac was shot in.
Hmm.
Went and looked at it. Car has 120K miles on it now. Wow. Let's see. Kelvy or Kelva the Great or Khalifa the Great says, "Let Tupac rest in peace. Let Will Smith live in peace." Sheesh. Valid point.
Yep.
Valid. I can't really
I,
knock that. Um, so yeah, man, I think that's how we should probably end it up on this. We got about 15 minutes left. We're gonna be live. I want to touch on this Kanye West situation just to close things out for tonight. But yeah, man, I think that's a good stopping point for this.
mhm.
Let Will Smith live in peace, and most definitely let Tupac rest in peace. I mean,
Comment of the night.
Yeah, you definitely come in at a night. But yeah, I feel like he sure we need some answers. We want some answers, but at the same time, man, over 30 some years, that man don't confess. He already said he gonna accept what's gonna come with the game. It is what it is.
Hmm.
And that I mean, I guess hopefully he just go ahead and tell the which it seems like he's been telling the half truth from what I've been seeing.
Well,
You know what I mean?
let's not also, wish peace on those two brothers, but let's also, given his situation, still, let's hope that Keefe can finally, uh, find some peace with himself. All this is finally off his chest. He doesn't have to hold it in anymore.
You think it's been
Oh,
weighing heavy on him?
oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that the stress of that probably aged him quicker than anything he's ever done in his life. That's the reality of it. Think about having something that big on your heart for that long. Think how it eats you up inside.
Most definitely, man. It's gonna
So
be a
instead
tough
the
one.
stress of having that on his heart for that long, he probably finally at this point he finally was able to breathe after 30 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So tough one.
So
Let's
hopefully
touch.
he finds some peace too.
Yeah, I mean, granted, what he did
Yeah.
wasn't right,
Let's
but at the
hope
same time, I mean, two wrongs don't make a right of that situation. But I mean, it was retaliation, and
he's still a human. He still deserves to be at peace with himself. Maybe if the world don't forgive him, he can forgive himself.
true. Let me touch on this Kanye West. We're gonna transition to that because apparently he has another documentary apparently coming out. But apparently the latest one has got like
Oh, pink
recently,
hair era.
yeah. So
Did you
says
see the interview where he went off on like who was it, like Nas and all that? He went off on like,
I I only overheard I heard the audio. I didn't see the video.
okay, he was like Nas rapping on a beat and he messed it up, something like
Yeah,
that.
he said. Yeah, I heard. They said
Yo,
Nas is
off beat.
rapping off beat.
Yeah.
Said Cardi B. This is what I heard. I ain't read through the article yet, but Nas is rapping off beat, so that was an issue. He said Cardi B is pretty much like a Nicki Minaj wannabe type of
Come on,
thing.
he said they sent her to replace Nicki.
Yeah, and then I don't know what he said about Pusha.
Yeah, he did say something about Push too.
Yeah. So let me read through the article real quick. I do got it up on the screen. It says Kanye West goes off on Nas, Pusha T, and Cardi B in leaked documentary. Kanye West recently series of leaked have turned explosive as an unreleased documentary has surfaced containing shots at Nas, Pusha T, Cardi B, and among others. The documentary was reportedly filmed in 2018 following the release of Yay, which is the album that he had. It was called just simply Yay, as well as the albums he produced for Nas, which is called Nasir, Pusha T, Daytona album, and then Tiana Taylor's KTSE, which I can't remember what that stands for, but I do remember when it dropped. But he did have all that was going back to back. In one scene, the Chicago rap mogul is seen taking part in a photo shoot where, while on the phone call with his former manager Scooter, during their conversation, Ye became heated as he demanded to be taken off Good Music, which I thought was his label, the label he founded in 2004 exactly. Before saying he regretted giving what he felt were some of his best beats to the aforementioned names. He was especially upset at Nas, who complained he had rapped off beat on Cops Shot the Kids and filmed a music video for the song without his knowledge. I mean, but if it's Nas and he bought all the stuff, then I mean he don't really need your. I don't think he needs your permission. I would
I
have.
mean, he only really needs your rights and your permission to use the beat, the instrumental.
Yeah,
Which I'm sure Nas and his team probably, and you probably even, Nas probably tried to pay for it, I'm assuming, and you probably told him, nah, you good.
yeah,
That's just how I'm going to assume that situation went. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Somewhere along those lines, says it's gonna be a get me out this MF for good music ish show. Ye barked down the phone and Scooter at gonna be on no. Oh, I'm sitting putting my name on this ish. I need to get rid of good music because I'm great. And guess what? Good music is the enemy of great.
He
Um,
did say that. All right, I remember hearing that.
uh, I assume he was on one of his spells, man. This is what it sounds like. The F am I doing giving Gonna Love Me to F and Tiana? What the F am I doing giving Daytona album to Pusha? What the F am I doing, bro? This ish was three dark fantasies that I gave away. So the dark fantasy slash twisted joint, it was okay for me. Not my favorite Ye album. Um, says cop shot the kid. Nas rapping all got all feet on it. I don't even want to shoot a video that even shot a video. Don't even tell me the MFers don't appreciate me. All these MFers is trying to use me. I mean, like you said, I'm pretty sure they offered money and paid for it, but he the one who was like whatever with it. You know what I mean?
And he's like, "You good, bro?" And then try to now he gonna backtrack on it.
Says he added, I'm the greatest MF artist living, and I could do anything, and I'm not being expanded, and my vision is not being expanded to what it is. I'm performing at the other people's festivals and ish. I've been wanting a effing festival. I mean, just
See, and
create your own.
that's the thing. It is with him. He wants these big. He wants to be in these big boy positions, but
He's not
he
ready.
hasn't. He's proven that he can do the groundwork.
He
He's
can't
proven he
handle
knows
it
the
though.
formula exactly. But have you proven that you can run the show solely? You know
No, he has not.
exactly because you for one, the prime thing that's hindering you is that fucking temper. You know, your temper is everything. You know, like how you.
Temper,
Mm-hmm.
delivery sucks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just
So I'm
like
saying, so
it's just like if me and you was to get into it. If I come at you sideways, you ain't gonna hear what I'm saying. You gonna be upset, like, yo, why are you talking to me like that?
yeah, I mean, depending on the situation or what's being said, yeah. But in his situation, he does it to anybody in any situation. He even does it when nobody's even doing anything to him. Case in point, he was at a photo shoot. Obviously, the photographer is not pissing you off. They're obviously not arguing with you. You know,
Yeah, he just
they
going
just,
off.
hey, let me just film. Let me just shoot this guy. So pause. I mean, so to speak. Let me just shoot the photos of this guy so he can get out of here. You know.
Exactly. That dude probably couldn't wait to leave. You
I
know what I
guarantee
mean?
you, when they heard that they had Kanye booked, they were probably like, you know what I'm saying?
The frustration. The
Mm-hmm.
frustration. Um, and another clip from the leaked documentary, Kanye West claims that Cardi B doesn't write her own lyrics, which we've already known that, and that she was planted in the music industry by the Illuminati to replace Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say Nicki's got her spot and it's not going nowhere.
Yeah, I think Nicki's got a set loyal
Cardi's
fan
got
base.
her spot and it's not going nowhere.
Yeah, I don't that, and that's a whole nother live within itself. We're not going to touch on that tonight, but I feel like Cardi and Nicki, if they was to just put whatever they got to the side and make a song, it would go crazy.
Oh yeah, of course it would. Of course it would. Have they not made one together yet?
I don't believe so. Don't quote me, but
I
I
mean,
don't believe so.
I feel like a Nicki, Cardi, and Lotto song would, though, that would
Oh yeah,
really,
that would break the internet. But I think it
really
got.
be
But
bumping.
first, I think it's got to go Cardi and Nicki.
Yeah.
Put them together. I think got to go them first. You know what I mean? It got to go them first. If
One
you
thing
ask.
split because obviously is a pretty good amount of female rappers in the game now. Why don't they just put them all on a collective like CD? You know what I'm saying? Just put them all on one album together.
I mean, that would just be too much like right, bro. It'd be too
But
easy.
I mean, it's also in that situation. These is where
But
it's
I feel
too
like
many.
people like the little bit of the drama and stuff they keep up. They
Yeah,
like
I'm
that
saying it's too
stuff.
much ego. It'll be too much ego in that situation. You know,
Exactly.
definitely be a couple fights that break out. You know.
Exactly. It says these Illuminati, he says, with a separate phone call. That's why F and Cardi B was over there. Cardi B is a plant by the Illuminati. She don't write her raps. She just there to sound as ignorant as possible and then make songs like F them and then get some money. Okay. So I know a song. I heard that song.
That's tech. That's actually is it? Yeah, that is her song, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's her song. It says She literally replaced Nicki Minaj purposely. Then they put her there, and now she doesn't know what to do, and she's just a effing. She's has no idea what the f is going on. She thinks it's just a blessing from the universe, and no blessing from the effing universe.
I'm
So,
sure if
what he got
she,
against Cardi so
I'm
bad, bro?
sure, I'm sure if there was something like that going on, I'm sure she would know the agenda and she would know what she was supposed to be doing. You know, it's just,
Exactly.
yay. People can actually make it. People can actually make it. They can actually be a success without it. Them having a, like, you know what I'm saying, have some
Yeah.
type of Illuminati stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? This is like, let's say she probably could actually rap, but the raps that she write probably aren't what they want
Want.
for her
Yeah.
or the image they try to want for her. So they hire professional writers, and you know her delivery's still the same. It's just not the lyrics that she had in mind. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, yay. I don't know. I get where you're coming from, but sometimes, bro, some comments you don't really need to at least not have it recorded.
Yeah, come
Um,
on. You got how many albums? You mean tell me you wrote? You've written every lyric
no, he
exactly.
has
So
not. Who was
exactly,
it? Consequences come out several times saying he's
exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
So come on, yeah.
Yeah,
Those
he's
freestyle, all those
contradicting.
freestyles you've been that you were spitting back in the day. You mean to tell me we didn't hear them on your first 2 to 3 albums?
He's contradicting
You
what
know what
he's
I'm saying?
saying. What
All
he's
those same,
complaining about, he's being contradictive.
all those same freestyles he was spitting back in the day were literally on his albums.
Yeah,
Minus or plus a few words that he add in because of the situation he in.
yeah.
But you can't really you can't really tell if people write their lyrics when you literally memorize your best verses and try to spit them as a freestyle. Then we heard them in the album the next month over.
Exactly. Says Cardi seamlessly responded to Kanye West's comments on Sunday, October 1st, by tweeting out a clip from the 2022 interview with Hollywood Unlocked Jason Lee, in which he spoke highly of her. He says, "My cousins were saying come by her yesterday, but I was finished that verse for your girl." He said, referring to Cardi, "I always believed in her since she was on the show. Period." That's his bipolar. He's bipolar, bro. Um, because he was just bigging her up in 2022, but he was talking trash on her in 2018. The Bronx native captioned the video with a simple love heart emoji. So she just everybody afraid to go at Ye though, I feel like.
Nah, she just not gonna feed into because she know, man. She know he's
Yeah,
crazy, man. She know
yeah. Some
her
ain't walk
man.
up
Her
there.
man even said it on the song,
Yeah.
so everybody knows what's going on with Ye. So all she's doing is sending her love.
Yeah. Kanye West collaborated with Cardi B last year on Hot Ish, which also featured Lil Durk. The track peaked at number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100 and has ranked overall 89 million streams on Spotify alone. The documentary is just the latest unreleased project from Kanye West Vaults to leak last month. An early version of his 2021 album, Donda, called Donda with Child surfaced online, accompanied by a 35-minute video directed by Vanessa Beecroft. Shortly after Kanye West and Dr. Dre Jesus King 2, the planned sequel to the former's 2019 gospel album, also leaked, complete with appearances from Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Pusha T, Travis Scott, Anderson Paak, and more. That would I want to hear that one now.
What on Jesus on Donda 2?
The Jesus is King because apparently it's supposed to be with Kanye West and Dr. Dre.
And he has all these artists on it.
Yeah, appearances from Eminem.
Very interesting to hear what any of these guys will have to say on an album like that.
On a
Any
gospel album.
any of these guys, because
It's supposed to be a gospel album at that.
none of these guys even mention God in any of their work. So
I mean, some of them take a little, they use a little line here and there, but I get
I
what you're
mean,
saying.
yeah, but
But for
yeah,
the vast majority of their work, then
yeah.
yeah, I get it. So yeah, man, yay. Like you said, Offset said it best. He wild. Well, he said he crazy, but we love him. You know what I mean? And I get it. You know what I mean? Like, Ye is. on some other stuff half the time, man. If we're gonna keep it 100, he's definitely on some other ish. But I mean, you can't knock his talent at the end of the day.
No, no.
And that's what I'm gonna leave it at. I'm gonna read the rest through the chat real quick, and then we're gonna wrap things up. We've been on this joint for an hour and 30 minutes, so y'all smash the like button. Appreciate y'all patient for my freezing coming in and out, man. I updated my computer, and maybe like that could be something to go with it. So I'm gonna definitely look into it, see what's going on. So
Did you
hopefully
do a
we'll have.
reset too, or it does reset when it updates, right?
I thought it did, but I'm gonna restart it or whatever
Yeah.
and do all that whenever I get off live and restart it because everything appears to be working fine. But I'm gonna restart it. But I thought it did all that.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Let's see. Joe says read that one. Red Cleve says read that one. Green Banana says 30 years is crazy. That is a fact. For this to be so long with the Tupac situation, that is crazy, man. And as far as the Kanye West situation, man, I hope nothing but the best for him. Um, he got too much talent to really just be, I guess, be forgotten, which I don't think he'll be forgotten, but I just hope he can bounce back or whatever he's going through, or just seek some form of help, man, because this don't seem like the Ye that we're used to. And I'm gonna stand by what I've been saying for years. Um, he has not been the same since his mom passed away. RIP.
Mm-hmm.
He has not been the same. So I just hope the best for him. As far as the Keefe D situation, um, yeah, you get what you ask for sometimes. So we'll see how that goes as well. Um, I guess hopefully we do get some final justice for the Tupac murder, and we'll see how that goes as well, man. So we'll be back Wednesday with another sold out live, another sold out podcast. Appreciate everybody for coming through, showing love. Manuel Kick says RIP Tupac and Biggie, most definitely. RIP to Tupac and Biggie, most definitely.
We
But
definitely actually we should actually well have we, but we should really cover Biggie too, cover his death, you know?
I don't think we touched on his. We can do
Yes, I'm
his.
saying we should cover his too, you know?
Yeah, it's only right. It's only right.
Hmm.
Only right. Two legends always will
You know, we should actually
forever be.
let's try to start that as an actual series, you know, just try to incorporate, some of these rappers who's died and just see what we can, dig up on it, you know?
Yeah, we can do big. We got to do DMX.
Yeah, I'm saying it's a list we can really go down.
Oh yeah, for real. Yeah, so we ain't stopping Music Mondays no time soon. So we gonna get to the topics, man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like Manny said, RIP to Pac and RIP to
Sure,
Biggie.
sure.
Um, both iconic and legends in their own way. Um, but other than that, man, let's wrap things up for tonight. Appreciate y'all for working with the freezing because I don't know what the heck is going on, but I'm gonna just see what I can figure out.
You guys missed the craziest part of it.
Yeah, like all honesty, it was like, I didn't know what the heck was going on. Then I figured out a way where I could at least refresh it. So yeah. Let's see. Manu the Kick says good idea. Yeah, good idea, Dunks. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll recover that. So that is a good idea though. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Definitely make it easier on some topics and stuff like that, especially some of the stuff that we kind of know of, but we don't know just enough of.
Exactly.
Um,
Because it'll educate us, not only me and you, it'll educate, a lot of people,
Most definitely. But let's wrap things up for tonight. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Y'all smash the like button, sub up to the channel. If you're new, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones and I make content about sneakers, occasional trial hauls, and y'all know this is Music Monday. We will be back Wednesday with another sold out live, another sold out podcast. Sign up for that sold out Discord. It is free to sign up, and the link is pinned up at the top of the comment section. Me and Dunks will be back on Wednesday with another sold out, and I'm gonna let Dunks take us out.
Like, thanks everybody for joining us. This was a good topic to cover. I'm glad we were able to talk about that one. I'm glad we're finally able to get some answers. And like I said earlier, I mean, not only should Will have his piece and Tupac have his piece. Like I say, unfortunately, it was a bad situation that happened, and a bad situation for Keefe D to be in. But still, like I say, hopefully he can find some peace too. Hopefully, like I say, once again, if the world doesn't want to forgive him, hopefully he can forgive himself. Hopefully now he can finally just live out his life, and whatever happens, happens. But now he can just live life as a functioning member of society. Um, so yeah, and with that, you know, we'll just we'll see what happens. To wait for his sentencing and see does it add up to the time.
Most
So
definitely, most definitely.
um, yeah, so yeah, like you said, we'll be back Wednesday. So yeah, everybody enjoy the rest of your Monday, and we'll see you guys then.
Most definitely, man. And we're officially out this thing, man. Peace.
Peace.
My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die, let I night know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry, oh why? Oh, I'ma cry, oh why? Oh, I'ma cry, oh why? I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die, let I night know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry, oh why? Oh, I'ma cry, oh why? Oh, I'ma cry, oh why? I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die, let I night know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember.